Well, I'm remembering to take the lens caps off. I did that actually about a month ago, and I forgot to take the lens caps off. So my video got recorded, but it was a dark screen. I'm trying to find the pockets of my jacket, and I don't think my jacket has any pockets. Somehow I think I'm working on the wrong. So basically this little video is going to be about the USB port in the newer Spyder models where you plug your phone in. A lot of people complain that it doesn't charge. It does. As you can see, my battery is at 19%. So I'm gonna start the Go app and plug it in and everything. Let's see. And I'm going to go for a short ride. I don't ride very much these days due to my elderly mom. Oh. Somebody hit the kill switch, and I have to get gas first thing. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. The one thing I'm learning, I've sort of always known about it, but these smartphones aren't called smartphones for nothing. They have a learning ability when it comes to batteries and connecting devices. And it learns your habits when it comes to charging your battery. It also learns the Bluetooth devices that you frequently connect all the time. But if you don't connect something all the time, I've found that it doesn't immediately connect. And I've used it with my AirPods, and I don't use them very often. And I've used it on my car, and I tend to just use satellite radio. So I'm learning that even now, I've just I connected I plugged the phone in, and I'm not hearing music. If I push the joystick up, I'm still not hearing music. Well, probably because my Bluetooth headset's not on. But these are things that if you haven't been on the bike in a while, you're gonna forget. You're not gonna remember to do it all. It's gonna be a case of get on it, ride it, get used to it. Oh shucks, the gas station's out of order. Well, that's no help. But right now there's some music playing. It's probably speakers. But I'm probably going to have to turn the bike off again and then on again for the Bluetooth to realize I want to connect to it, because it's not connecting. Either that or the volume is just too low. Well, it is connecting. But frequency means that it'll work every time. Infrequent tries will have problems, and a lot of Spyder riders don't seem to ride often enough to really get the hang of it, and then they get angry because it doesn't work the way they thought it should or remembered it should. And even after 600 plus thousand miles and 44 years, when I got this new bike a couple of years ago, the first thing I did when I got home is take my helmet off, my jacket off, get the owner's manual out and go through it. Make sure I knew about any new things. It's the same thing I do with my phone. Now with COVID and everything, the Apple stores were not producing classes and everything. They are now, but every time I got a new phone, I went and took a free class. Free photography classes, free classes in doing anything with whatever device you bought. And even though I've had a phone every year since they first came out, there's always something you forgot they were able to do, or there's some new features that you need to know. And it's not that big a deal. It just takes a little time and effort to play with it, practice with it, and you'll get used to it. The other issue is technology, and the fact that if you've got something that's about 5 years or more older and you're trying to connect it to the latest and greatest technology, it is going to have a problem or two. It's not going to mesh real well. 2 or 3 years old works great with each other, but if you get more than 5 years old on something, they're just not going to work together good. So when it comes to these phones, the latest phone is the 14, the iPhone anyways. I'm not sure what the Android phones are, but if you've got an iPhone 10, you're probably pretty good. Then there's the 7 and the 6S. Not the 6, but the 6S. Anything older than that is not compatible with these new the new systems that are coming out. Even whatever bike you've got, they've all got the same kind of interface system, and they all have the same kind of requirements. And they all take the same amount of connections. Now the Goldwing, you just plug the phone in. You don't have to pair the phone to the bike. But you do have to have a headset paired if you want Apple CarPlay to come up. And you gotta dig down deep into the menus to tell it that's what you want to use. I've seen videos on the BMWs and the Triumphs and the Goldwings and the Harleys, and it's all the same. It takes the same kind of technology. It's just a case of it looks a little different. Same thing with GPS. Whether it's a GPS on your phone or a Garmin or a TomTom, they do the same thing. And the idea of buying an extra special Garmin when you've got a smartphone in your pocket is, to me, a waste of money, because the phone can do it. Easy. And a lot of people have this theory that if you don't have cell service, it doesn't work. Phones have 3 antennas: cellular, Wi-Fi, and GPS. So even a phone that is no longer in service with a cellular company will still work as a GPS. I've used them, they work great. So now I'm gonna have to get myself some gas and then go for a ride. Now I'm not gonna say much during the ride because I'm not gonna cut any part of the ride out. I'm gonna speed forward through it all and then slow down at the end to show you the battery gets charged. So once I've gotten gas, it's just going to be a race to the end of the ride, which is not going to be very long. Gas here. Wait a minute, I don't want that. I need to get my car gas tank is on the right side of the car, and turn the parking brake on. Yep. For some reason I said something and my headset radio just decided to come on. That's interesting. Radio off. Hey Cardo, radio off. Thank you. I have to remember some of these commands. I don't know how I said the other thing to get the radio to come on, but it came on all by itself. Let's basically, having not been on the bike in over a month, I forgot to check the volume on the phone to make sure it was up all the way. And we'll see what my battery is. Well, my phone is actually... that's where it's supposed to be. My battery is now at 30%. It was at 19%. By the time I got gas, it was at low power mode and 19%. So the USB actually charges the phone. Even though I'm not sure, but because it was in low power mode, quit showing, but I could still hear my directions and hear my music. So we'll see. So the thing about this video is regular use gets you practice gets you learning how the tips and trips of how to get things working. Parked here when I got some groceries, it was just at 30%, it's now 29%. But when I started the ride at the gas station, it was 19%. And one other reminder is to make sure your phone volume's up all the way and that your music volume's up all the way. It helps to do this often so that you get used to it. Then it's a no-brainer and you have a nice ride. If you don't do it, then, well, it's going to be frustrating.